Alright, hey everyone, welcome to another Wildwitch RP Live Play TTRPG session. What is Wildwitch RP? Well, that's me, Faye, Game Master and Storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences, full time, and share them with you. And tonight we're playing D&D. This session features a Mortal Guardians side quest that takes our brave heroes on an exciting adventure out into the world of Velinara, or perhaps beyond. With us at the table are several of our incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord where you can find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, Game Master and Storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes before they embark on another exciting tale of magic and wonder. And we'll begin with an introduction for Dan.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm playing Dan. Her name is short for something, but she'll never tell you what it is. She's a human. No, she's an Asimar paladin. Sorry. um, her resume reads paladin serving Solanthra, mortal guardian, super thief, burgeoning stairmaster.
Heck yeah. Next up for our introductions, why don't we learn about Abigail?
Hello, I'm Gnomes, and I'm playing the Abigail, the Shadowcry Warlock. A little bit of haunted history. It follows her around in spirits that only she can see and talk to. Also a fellow Stairmaster and notebook keeper, and lover of all things gothy and dark.
Alright. And then last but not least, why don't we get an introduction for Amoira?
Hello, everybody. My name is Bo. I play Moira Helheim. He is a Death Domain cleric and resident chauvinist and sarcastic human. Not human. Why do I keep saying human? He's not human. He's a fallen Azamar. But yeah, he's just here to support anybody within the Mortal Guardians and bring some sarcasm and some wittiness to any situation, even when it's most inappropriate.
Alright. Well then. With that, we can dive into our session here. And we begin as you have learned a little bit of the Scions of Redemption, or at least that they wish to capture Dan, and have tried in the past. But Wintervale did not hold much information for you. And so you are departing for Lawnbreak while the weather is clear. It is you, Mortal Guardians, alongside Nesh, a paladin of Rycentor, that head out to the town, but in the few days of travel that it takes you to arrive, the weather has shifted. It is gloomy. There is a misty rain settling over the landscape when you walk into the small town of Lawnmerk. There should be more information here of the Scion's redemption. What you already know, of course, besides the fact that they wish to capture Dan, is that they want to use her Asimar lineage for some unknown process to grant them divine power. there is a nudge inside each of you that understands if Dan befalls the knowledge here. If you are not successful in learning what the cult is after before they arrive, she might be captured, and Dan might be lost. There is a temple here in Solanthra, the one that you had come to find. And even in the misty, gloomy weathers, there are numerous guests and acolytes you can see moving through the windows and the glimpse through the open door. The nave, as you enter in, is spacious and simple in its design. Very much like the sort of understated outer architecture. There is not much here that speaks of opulence. It's just a very reverential space that you all sort of feel. But Dan, you feel something else. Entering into this space, just even one step over the threshold into the temple, there is this brooding sense. There is a familiarity, but it is foreboding. Malicious eyes waiting. And as you have that sort of sensation wash over and through you, there is the slightest break in the weather. The clouds pass for a moment and a light shines on you. You feel the warmth of sunshine and light. And as the clouds overcome it once again, you no longer feel that ominous presence. Just the sensation of being welcomed.
I'll kind of shake off whatever the hell that was and step in.
There are, of course, other people here, but as your group enters, there is a voice calling out, "Oh, is someone singing?" And entering into the space, you see a half-elven woman. "Oh, hello there. Did you call for assistance?"
Yes, actually. We're looking for some information. There was an attack on this temple about 20 years ago. Do you have any records of that?
Oh, I mean, there are records, but you're talking to someone who lived through it. Where are my manners? I am Neliana Sunley, High Priestess of the temple. And she'll put out a hand.
Dan, I'll shake it.
Nesh. she'll give a nod.
Gale.
So, as a figure who has lived through many things, but particularly this attack, how is it that you... Forgive me. Just not many people ask of such a thing.
I guess I was here, technically. I was taken from this place maybe shortly after, during. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll pass pointed here.
You see that she's kind of looking over you, almost now with a sense of curiosity or puzzlement, like she's trying to place a forgotten memory or something that's just at the tip of her tongue as you continue talking.
My father was here. Was told he was gravely wounded in the fight.
Who, if you don't mind me asking, who was your father?
Brendan Gelhart.
And at that, you would notice her eyes sort of go wide. Yes, I knew your father. Wow. Last time I saw you, you were still wrapped up. Well, perhaps not a conversation to have in the nave. Perhaps we talk in my office, if you so wish.
Sure.
Neliana will move, gesturing your group to follow her, to a small office. It's fairly cozy in here. She does have a small wood-burning oven that she tends to help fight off some of the cold seeping in from the gloom. There is a lovely scent of incense that comes through it as well, perhaps something she has placed alongside the firewood to warm up the room, and she pulls in extra chairs so everyone has a place to sit. And so, is it just the attack that you wish to know? I would consider myself a friend with your father. I could share some information about your parents if you would so like.
I would actually like that a lot. Anything you know.
Well, your father, Brendan Galehart, is a paladin. Fiery red hair. He served the church all throughout the Western Shield, nearly 2 decades. And then he met Renna and fell in love. It was he who arrived in Lonmeric first. He'd taken up a station here to watch the roads, a little bit quieter of some of his endeavors in service to Solanthra. And then Rena arrived. He was smitten instantly. Your mother, Rena, was a traveling cleric and a healer. If she had family or connections, she never mentioned them. Only ever saying things best left to lay undisturbed. But her skills were unmatched. And she had strong connections to the goddess with the way the blessings were afforded. Roll for me. Anyone who wants to roll for me an insight check.
Lego dice.
Lego dice are fun.
Yeah, but they're not dams.
I also swapped out my dice for tonight. With a 23, Moira, you would notice this. Nelliana speaks, and there is, of course, a sort of friendship or affections in the voice, but you would also notice just the slightest tinge of what could be envy or jealousy.
Okay.
But Niliana continues. It was a few years of courtship underneath the temple between Bryndin and Rena before they were wed. All of this happening between missions and journeys, all coming back to Lonric. And then, shortly after their marriage, Rena bore a child, and she smiles at you, Dan. I was there, you know, when you were born. The sun seemed to linger into the evening, as if watching over our temple in its newest rise. The midwife who delivered you swore that your skin had an unnatural glow about it, radiant for the first moment. It was a few weeks after your birth that Rena left. She felt a call from Solanthra to travel once more. Bryndin was heartbroken, but he understood. The love they shared was one of faith, one of understanding. Both had great gifts in Solanthra's service. And while this temple is lovely, it is not one where their place, where their touch can reach most people. The timing seemed auspicious, for as Rena departed, she saved herself a tragedy. The attack that you came to ask after. It was days after her departure that the cult came to the temple. They likely saw the sign in the sunlight that you were a blessed child We fought them, but unfortunately several souls were lost to their evil, including your father, Brendan, who was mortally wounded. He bade myself and Father Vero take you away, to hide you from further attacks. Insightful he was, even in his last moments. Not even days after, before another sinister type visited us. We assumed to inquire about your presence. But of course, we did not share it.
Two drops. Okay.
You hit me well. Took them a long time to find me, but they did.
It is incredible how your father really he cared about you.
Seems that way.
That's all.
And I mean, your mother cared about you, but
She left.
she left.
For this mission,
My parents left too. Though not in the same way, I think.
I can't linger on that right now.
Well, I unfortunately don't know too much about these figures except for how they were during that attack. But if you are wanting to, your father is buried in the graveyard. If you wish to visit.
I do.
Nelliana will once more stand and will lead you out to the graveyard. And there's spacklings of different headstones. Some are flat upon the ground, others upright. Some are more intricately carved, and others are very simple. And you are led to one. Simple. There is an engraving of the sun and a inscribed record of his deeds. Brendan Galehart, liberator of the sunken halls, defender of the Dawn Pass, healer of the Blightwood, protector of the pilgrims, bearer of the radiant beacon, vanquisher of the nightshade cult, harbinger of the harvest rebirth, ambassador of light, restorer of the broken sundial, champion of the solar tribe.
I step up right next to Dan and I put a hand on her shoulder.
A lot of titles.
Yes. I want to say it sounds like your father was a good man. I'm glad that he was there to protect you.
I'm glad he was here to protect them.
I take out my holy symbol and I kneel and say a prayer, giving my respects to the dead. Moira is realizing how much Dan's father did in order for her to be here.
Yeah, easily done. Nesh.
I am.
Oh.
I'm putting on a very brave face. But inside, it's. I want to cry.
Could I roll a perception check?
It'd be insight.
Or insight, yes.
But it's a very practiced, brave face.
One that is not so easily caught.
Just had a lot of practice.
Understood. Yeah, understood. Yeah, as Moira continues to say their prayer, it's almost like a wave of energy kind of surrounds them just to make sure that if people need to do anything, they can do it with the safety of no one will hear. And Amora, being a death domain cleric, knows the importance of this, and they want to make sure that Dan can do whatever she needs to do, but they continue kind of saying their prayer. They don't know what's going on, but they just want to make sure that if Dan needs to do anything, she's in a safe space.
Nearby, Nesh is standing almost on guard. He's at a respectful distance, close enough to step in and touch if it's necessary, but you would notice a almost sort of guard-like presence as he's reading over the list of accomplishments on the headstone. As you partake in this visit, I would like everyone to roll for me a perception check, please. Well, that makes sense for Moira.
Mm-hmm.
Abigail, you notice a figure. A young vagabond of sorts, watching from just outside the main gate. He's loitering. And go ahead, give me a insight check, please, Abigail.
Worse?
With a 14, you're able to tell that this onlooker is very much watching your group, almost following your steps, keeping you all in notice.
When is... She'll look over at Nesh.
He kind of returns your look, curiosity in his eyes.
Abigail's the one to kind of take point on things sometimes, so she's just going to start walking towards the figure very direct.
So you're just walking towards him?
Yeah, I'm not in a hurried fashion, but like I see you and I'm going to go to you. Correct.
Okay. So as you do that, Abigail does this. Moira, Dan, you're able to notice where Abigail's moving off. Abigail, you notice that as soon as the figure notices, even though you aren't moving in a hurried fashion, because you are moving directly towards him, he gets up and he runs.
Alright. Can she see just like the general direction that they're running off to?
He's moving away, so he was on the walls of the graveyard. He's now moving to run through the streets of Lonric. So you got an idea, but once he gets on the streets, if you lose sight of him, he could turn and you would have no idea where he's gone.
She's kind of okay with that for the moment. Come back until Nesh first what she saw, and wait till Dan and were saying anything.
Uh, as soon as you tell Nesh that there was a person that was watching your group and then ran off, uh, we have cultists looking to find Dan, and you just let someone run off after we... Look, I understand that there's respect, but this is Dan's safety we're talking about here. And he's going to run off in the
I'm with
direction.
him.
Okay. What sort of check, Dan, would you like to make here to try and find a runaway?
Oh goodness. They're both bad. We'll just go with perception. Maybe it'll work out. Yeah. Well, 15.
Unfortunately, you weren't quite aware of the figure that had disappeared into the crowds or into the streets, so you just see normal people. No one's running, no one seems particularly suspicious. But Abigail, Amoira, did you follow after where Dan and Nesh ran?
I would yes, as soon as Dan wasn't near the grave, immediately stopped and followed.
What sort of check would you like to do to follow after the runaway figure?
Oh no. Well, if it's a cultist, maybe Arcana, because I could maybe.
Well, you don't know what this is. Abigail was the only person who saw what happened, and from Abigail's account is the figure ran off. Nesh was the
Okay.
one that was like, this could be a cultist. That's who's after Dan. He's
Okay.
just full on legging it.
Okay.
Now, survival could work if you might be able to pick up some sort of track or trail to follow.
Okay. Then I will do survival. Oh. It was almost a 19.
Well, unfortunately, that is a 7.
Ah.
What about Abigail? Are you doing anything here?
After hearing Ash say what they said, did she look around the area to make sure there aren't more people now that the other people ran off? That there aren't like more people sneaking in like behind them? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I'd say either perception or insight on that.
yeah, there we go. Everything.
There are other people here, but they just seem to be normal townsfolk. They don't seem to be uh anyone to be nervous of.
Right, then she will, and she'll take her broom and put on her flying broom and follow after everyone with some elevation.
As you're all moving, Nesh points out what looks to be a trail of footsteps that gone through one of the puddles here, and he's following after that. If anyone would like to continue along with different checks here to keep up on the chase, you are welcome to do so.
It's just perception again to see if she
Yeah.
now.
I'll say since you're following at an elevation, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Take it. Ooh.
Okay. I will keep your natural 20 in mind for a total of 27.
Woo!
Dan, Amoira?
We're in a crowd, yeah.
Not terribly. It's not like it's a crowded street. There are
Mhm.
people that are on the streets and moving about, but it's just you're running through a town.
Gotcha. Nesh has a trail though.
Nesh found a trail and has been leading you down it since they found it. So if you want, you can do just
I was gonna go for athletics if that's cool.
That's where I was gonna go. If you want to just do an
Got it.
athletics for running.
19.
19, yeah. I will keep your 19 in mind.
Oh boy.
What is Amoira wanting to do?
Investigation?
Yeah, go for it. So as your group all works together, moving down this new path, just trying to continue at a quick pace, enough to cover lost ground that might have been loosened in the moments at the graveyard. Moira, you're trying to see if there's any sort of indication of where this figure may have gone. Nothing's quite reaching out at you as you move quickly past, keeping up with Dan and Nesh's speed. But with a 27, Abigail, you spot in the distance a figure almost like a scared mouse trying to back out of a dead end, not terribly far from where your group is. This is the guy that was watching you, or your group, the one that ran from before, and it looks like he took a wrong turn and is trying now to course correct before your groups align. With this information, you might be able to close some distance and cut him off before he can run away even further.
Yeah, she will room speed and try and up at. It's like in an alley or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just fly down. If she can get the rest of the group's attention on her way down, point in the direction she's going, up at like the front of the alley.
Yeah, no. I'd say it's very easy for you to sort of signal to the others. And I'm gonna ask for Dan and Moira to roll for me a not a perception, an athletics check here.
Pretty fast.
There you go.
Oh no.
Okay.
Worse.
So,
He did unmute himself.
Abigail is the first to arrive with the speed of the broom, followed then by Dan, Amoira, and Nesh. And as you all enter into this alleyway, you see where the vagabond is. He's wearing very sort of dark, simple clothes, muted in their tones, nothing terribly bold. His hair is brown, short and unkempt, and he's breathing heavily from both the exertion of running and the fact that he has been caught with no place to go. And hands up almost immediately. Alright, you got me. Surrender.
I don't stop. I go directly to him. I'm going to punch him.
Okay. Give me an unarmed strike.
It's a 22.
Yeah, that hits, and he's down like a sack of flour. He's wiry, not person to fight. Hand immediately to his face. Oh, okay. All right. Message heard.
Hmm. Speak.
What? What do you want to know?
Why are you watching me?
What I was asked to do.
By who?
Science of redemption.
Reporting back to them?
I mean, I'm waiting for reinforcements. It was supposed to arrive in a few days, and in the meantime, I was just supposed to watch for someone like you.
Where are they coming from?
Go ahead. Roll a... intimidation check.
Abigail, stand next to her and give her advantage.
I'm going to say that just standing there is not going to be enough for the advantage.
Okay, so
But-
21.
21.
Yeah, so
Coming from the south, as far as I know, Winter Veiled. Like, I don't really know too much. I'm a new recruit. I was already here in Lonmeric, and I just know that there was said reinforcements were on the way.
You didn't see anything. You can crawl back to your hole.
He'll nod. Roll for me a perception check, please.
Bad. 2.
Any of you are welcome to roll this perception check.
Please do. Help me.
Ah!
Abigail, you would notice this. Before it just seemed like a nervous sort of tremble. But no. This figure is speaking, just not with words that are audible. And you are reminded of the message spell, where one can respond, and only the person who cast it would hear their response. Someone's talking to him.
he's on the ground, right?
He is on the ground, yes.
Abigail's gonna walk up and try to stamp her boot down on the ground.
Go ahead, give me an armed strike, please.
I find it. Natural 20.
As you stamp your foot down, there is contact, and through the pain, he calls out, "Warn the lodge! They're coming!" And you hear footsteps running away. Quickly turning, in the sound of the footsteps, you see a young woman running off onto the streets, heading out towards Lonmeric. Or, not out towards Lonmeric, out of Lonmeric. She is trying to get on the main street and run.
How far away is she?
Currently, about 45 feet. But she is 45 feet as she starts running.
Abigail will look at the others. Be like, we let her go?
No. can't.
And Abigail will pull out her wand to Eldritch Blast them.
Okay.
And then she'll point the wand at the guy that she's pinning on it.
He's again hands up towards his face, trying to be a show of docile nature. But he's breathing heavily and haggard.
Could I follow Abigail's Eldritch Blast with a Ray of Sickness? It goes up to 60 feet.
I mean, yeah, if you want to do it, now would be the time before she's out of range.
Want me to roll for this, by the way?
Yes, if you are making your attack rolls, you do need rolls.
Okay.
Oh, that's not going to do it. It's better. Even better. And mediocre.
3 of the Eldritch Blasts will hit. Unfortunately, the Ray of Sickness does not.
Got you.
You want me to roll damage, or is...
Yes, please.
It is 30 points of force damage.
Alright. The figure, under the force of the Eldritch Blast, is going to stumble here, and and as she hits the ground, there is a opportunity for you all to try and pin her, grab her before she continues on with her attempt to escape.
Yeah, I'm gonna. How far did she get?
I would say that by the time she falls onto the ground, she'd be about 55 feet away.
Okay, I'll Misty Step in that direction and just to get there quicker.
Okay. Yeah, easily done.
We'll run up and try and grab her.
Give me a athletics check for the grapple.
12.
Good thing that this is contested, right?
Uh-huh.
You get a hold of her. She only rolled a 6 to try and avoid. But she snarls in your face, much more Spitfire than the more skittish man in the alley. But before we can do any sort of intimidations or interrogations, we're going to have to take our ad break. So, stick around with us. We will be right back to continue along with our story, but before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us at Will to Wish RP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi, link for that is on screen as well as in our chat room. These donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit everyone who play with us for the next month, including special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things. So, stick around. We'll see you all very soon. All right, we're back. We return, and we've got Abigail stepping on a guy in one alleyway, and Dan holding a woman down out on the streets. And they seem to be somewhat connected to the Scions of Redemption.
Just wondering about this simple superman.
What do you do?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I'm gonna walk up behind Ian. A spell at the ready. Who are you? Why are you here?
The woman will spit at the ground near your feet.
Wow.
Not very ladylike.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Where you run into?
I'm sure you heard the message that was given to me. Maybe you should put a brain to use and use it.
You're lucky you're not dead where you stand.
You could kill me. Wouldn't do nothing. One more body on a pyre.
I'm gonna have inflict wounds at the ready. I'm gonna have it aimed or get close enough to the person, and I'm gonna just hover my hand right over their face.
I will say, so visually, yes.
Mhm,
Narratively, this is great. Mechanically, if you hold a spell
mhm.
and don't use it before the next turn, you do lose the spell slot.
Okay, then I will
You can still like have
flavor
magic.
text it.
Yeah, you can still have magic at your hands and kind
Okay,
of flexing your powers that way, but just as you are aware above.
got you. Um, I will have my hand green and black tendrils emanating from it. If you don't tell me within the next 20 seconds who you are and why you are here, might as well say goodbye to that face of yours.
He looks you dead in your eyes, Amoira. I suggest you start using your magic. Some people have loyalties, and it goes strong. I'm willing to die before I even start wagging.
Moira kind of curves their mouth into a grin, quite smug. Um, their hand gets a little bit closer. The tendrils are kind of gracing the skin of her face.
I'm gonna let her go.
Well, I would say that's consent enough. I'm giving you 5 more seconds.
Well, as Dan lets go of her hold on the woman, she's going to kick out at Amoira.
Oh boy.
That is going to be a 13 to hit Amoira.
It does not hit.
Okay. She runs back as she was. You have an attack of opportunity here.
Cool. Ooh.
It has to be a melee attack unless you have Warecaster.
Oh, it has to be melee. It can't be a spell. Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay. I swish out one of the daggers from my sleeves, go in for a slice if I can.
Make the
Well,
attack roll.
it's an opportunity attack, so hopefully it lands.
A 12, unfortunately, is not enough. And she begins to run off.
All
Now,
right.
while this is happening, Abigail still has the other figure, underfoot. Abigail, have you been doing anything?
Well, she probably has, her wand pointed at him with her foot on his arm, or, down by his hand, kind of. Um, but she's also watching what's happening with Dan and Amora. So she's got keeps looking back and forth between the two of them. Uh, if he tries to move at all with his arm, she'll feel it on her foot.
He is stock still.
As soon as the girl runs off, she'll look back at him and goes, "Well, I guess you're gonna come with us.
Why
You
do I
should have
gotta...
fun."
I tried running first and foremost. Look, I'm not a fighter. I don't do any of that. I'm just a thief. Whatever you want, but don't take me. I'm gonna die.
Oh no, you won't die.
No,
I just
no.
wish you did. Shh. As she's going to clock him on the mouth with her other foot.
And he's still on the ground. He's not trying to fight off, but I mean,
And then she'll, if she can, she'll try and kick him and knock him out, and then start dragging the body off.
he's not terribly wounded. So I'm going to say perhaps not a point to knocking on unconsciousness. But you can.
She doesn't need him unconscious. She just,
He's not. He hasn't been fighting back against you at all. Like,
Right.
he's been, like, he went down with one hit from Dan. He's not tried to make a dash for it since you guys surrounded him. So he's not combative at all. The only one that was the woman that had just run off.
Can I make my
cool.
way back to Abigail?
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna crouch down to this dude. Where is she running?
He'll look up to Abigail, and, like, then down to the boot near his mouth. Would Abigail remove it to let him speak?
Is that Babs?
and then looks back at the guy. Answer the question.
So, as his mouth is freed, there's a lodge. It's not far from here. That's where the reinforcements were supposed to be heading into. It's about a mile south. And that's where she's probably going.
How many? Do you know?
Now, the lodge isn't kept flush with people or something. We were waiting for people from Wintervale. I don't know who all was going to be in it. I know that Velmont was leading the forces, but I didn't get a number. At the lodge, there's less than 10 souls at any given time.
Ooh, souls. Oh, interesting.
I'll stand up. Look to the others. We can't let them come here. I don't know how well protected the town is.
They don't want the town.
I'm aware. Thank you.
He shrinks down further into the cobblestones.
We either wait, they come here anyway, or we meet them where they are.
Well, I'm feeling a little spiteful. I say we poke the hornet's nest.
Now, I know I'm not really the guy for thinking ahead, but do we want to try and get any more information out of this dude while he's here? I mean, the other one didn't seem to want to talk, but he's singing. If he's got information, we might take it. A mile isn't terribly far to walk. No. And reinforcements take long to get places. I think sparing some time for conversation, well, this might be our only chance to do it.
Abigail will look down at the guy and be like, how long ago did you get your communications?
I don't know, a few days? Like, no, I was just told I was already here and the reinforcements were coming. I'm not really kept in the know. I'm not like those magic-y guys that are part of everything.
Magic-y guys.
I don't know, like the people that do magic, like Mara and all the others, the ones that, tell me things. Look, I'm a scout, I'm a thief, I'm a guy that knows how to get places and stay out of sight most of the time. I can tell you what I know of the group, the Scions. I can tell you what they said to me when I was recruited. I don't have this, high up knowledge of everything. I know that they want her. He nods to Dan.
Yes, we know that bit.
Well,
What
do you
else?
Did they tell you when you joined?
they that our leader is cursed by Solanthra. And he's Asimar as well, but forced to live a mortal life. That he's ascending. And he's going to share his divinity with us, his loyal followers, and he's going to lift us from squalor and into places of power.
And you believed it.
Why shouldn't I?
Okay.
You believe someone trapped as immortal? That's cute.
I don't know much about the Ascension or anything like that, except that I need some sort of Asimar serving Solanthra, or one who was born to serve her, and that's going to free the shackles. We're all going to be lifted up because of it. You don't have to believe.
Oh, I don't.
But it's gonna happen.
Are you sure that is all the information that you have?
Part of I'm just a new recruit. Isn't it? I don't get all the top dog information. I get what I was told.
It's fine. I just want to make sure. I'm just gonna do an inside check. Just making sure that I'm comfortable with what I am getting.
Ooh.
26. He's not showing any signs of deceit. He's actually being quite earnest.
Yep, that's all I need to know. Abigail,
Yes.
I nod. You can.
Uh, Abigail will look at Dan just to make sure that Dan's ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
And Abigail will tell them to go ahead, and the guy on the ground, she'll feel over his body and pull a knife out, and you just won't hear anything.
Okay.
And then she'll follow up after that.
I turn to Dan. Dan, the girl that I had, I'm sorry I didn't just follow through with what I was doing. She probably could have helped us.
He wasn't gonna talk. It's fine.
But at least we have some information to work off of, but not a lot.
This is not really something that I'm good at. So. I'm glad you guys are.
I just put a hand on her shoulder. We are going to find what we need. I just want you to know that I'm here for you, and I'm sure Abigail is.
Abigail just nods.
I know. Thank you.
You have the general directions to follow to get to the lodge that was spoken. All the while, the weather remains dreadful, cloudy. It begins to rain. As you are approaching, are you doing so with any attempts of stealth?
Trying.
Roll a stealth roll.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Right.
I guess if everyone else is, Abigail is. This is so not her thing, but or why not?
Well, for not being your thing, you've definitely rolled the best.
her dark colors just blend into the rain. That's what it is.
But no, what happens here is that as you are trying to approach, you would notice that there are two figures that are standing sentry, very much alert, on edge, and um, they do spot your group. There is a cry into the building behind them, perhaps to alert anyone else that's inside, but they stand, of course, ready to defend. But they do not rush out to meet you, but they definitely seem to be ready to fight. What do, Mortal Guardians?
We see into the lodge.
Not clearly. Like, there are windows. Like, you're looking at it, it's very basically just a hunter's lodge. But it's not like you have a clear shot of inside where you can see if there's any other amassing. They have curtains drawn in some of the areas. Other windows are just dark. No lights inside. It's multi-story. You've got the ground floor, the upper floor. There's likely a basement.
Uh,
There's
Oh,
no
go ahead.
hiding from them. Dan will walk forward confidently.
Okay. How close do you walk?
I'll give him 30 feet.
Okay, you get to 30 feet, and you see that they still hold their ground here in a defensive stance, looking in between Dan and the rest of your group.
You have a chance to turn around and go back where you came from.
You have a chance here to make this easy for yourself and all of us. And just lay yourself down.
Did they not tell you anything about me? That's not gonna happen.
And it's at this point that the door behind them opens up. You see the woman that had run off earlier, as well as 4 other cultists behind her. We are gonna roll initiatives.
That tracks.
So Moira will go first. And then Dan. After that, it is our cultists. Then we have Abigail and Nesh.
Ooh, not lost.
So, Moira, first to act here, what would you like to do?
Alright, we're gonna start it off with a good old bonus action spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And I forgot how long it lasts. For 1 minute. Okay. And I am going to attack the closest person to me with that spiritual weapon.
All right,
Hopefully
go
thi-
ahead.
Oh, hopefully this works out. 25.
25 is going to hit.
Alright. They are going to receive 9 force damage.
All right, anything else from Moira? That's your bonus action. Do you do anything with your action?
With my action, I am actually going to cast Ray of Sickness, and hopefully it hits this time. $22.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Ray of Sickness is a leveled spell, and you've already cast one.
Ah, yes. That is my bad. All right.
Now, if you have a cantrip, you could do that.
Yes. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame. There we go.
That is a dexterity save for them, yeah?
Yes.
That is an 18 on their save.
All right. If my math has been done correctly on my end, it is radiant damage, so that's 9 radiant damage, and then I have a Blessed Strikes damage, which was 6, for a total of 15.
Okay. Then, with that, it would be the end of your turn, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, it is Dan, your go.
Cool. We'll run in. We cast a branding smite, and
Go for
just one of the whoever I get to first. Doesn't matter. 23
That hits.
and a 20.
That also hits.
Okay, so we've got a total of 23 slashing. It's 9 from improve and another 5 from branding.
Alright. That is one of these guys down. Anything else from Dan?
That's it.
Our cultists are gonna go. And I would like a wisdom saving throw from Moira.
18.
Yeah, you're fine, as one of them will try to cast Hold Person upon you. I would like a dexterity save from all three of you, as three of them will cast Sacred Flame. Dan, you're fine and take no damage. Abigail, you are fine and take no damage.
And that's
Ooh.
it's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine.
Moira, you are going to take 11 points of radiant damage.
I have resistance to radiant, so half, if that's...
So yeah, you'll take half. You still need to roll a... Oh wait, no, I don't believe spiritual weapon is concentration. You're fine. Yep, no, it just happens. Cool.
So 11 halved is
5. Round down. Yep. So that's the three of them, and then we're gonna get 2 attempted stabs at Dan because you're here.
Mm-hmm.
A 21 on the first attack.
Yep.
Or 3 points of piercing damage. He's going to take his second attack. Misses with a 6, and then the other cultist steps in. The 23 will hit for 6 piercing damage, and then a natural 1 misses. And with that, Abigail, it's going to be your turn.
Alright. And we are going to... where's the girl?
She's right in the doorway. She was one of the ones to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. Abigail will take her Eldritch Blast at her. Natural 20. Dirty 20. And 31.
All of those will hit.
Good.
Oh my god.
This is the non-crit ones. That's 29 points of force damage.
Okay.
And then the crit would be 10 plus the roll, right?
10 plus the roll and then your modifiers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. 24 additional.
Ooh, okay, cool. She's down.
Excellent. We'll just look at the rest of them and say, who's next?
Okay.
God.
I believe that's it for Abigail's turn. Nesh is going to move in and stand next to the secondary guard that was on point and take his attacks at that one. And his 2 attacks will hit. That'll be that amount of damage. He's still standing, but is looking rough as his turn comes to an end. Top of the round, Moira, we come to your go. The original figure on your of your spiritual weapon has gone down, but there's another guy that's right next to it. What would you like to do?
Okay. And I'm so sorry. How far did you say the guy was?
The closest figures are 30 feet from you.
Okay. We are going to do Ray of Enfeeblement. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. Ugh. It's only a 10.
Unfortunately, that's going to miss.
Okay.
You still have your sacred, or you're not your sacred, your spiritual weapon up. That is only a bonus action to utilize.
Okay. Then I am just going to use that, and I'm gonna go for a hit. An 18.
18 will hit.
Okay. And 7 force damage.
Alright. 7 force damage. Cool. He's hanging in by a thread here as Dan, we come to your go.
Great. Let's take a swing. Oh, is there a flank open?
Not for this figure.
Okay, cool. 28.
28 will hit.
We've got 11 slashing and 7 radiant.
He's down, leaving just the figures inside the house that have not yet moved out of the door. They're all ready to fight.
Yeah, what the hell? I'll cast yeah, I'll cast another branding smite and run in. Just the first one that I find.
Yeah.
That's a 14.
A 14 will hit.
Cool. We've got 8 slashing. 1 from the improved, and then sad 5 from branding, but I'm gonna add another smite because I can. For another 13.
Okay, he's looking rough, but again, still standing. Anything else from Dan?
That's it.
Our cultists are gonna go, and the one that just got stabbed by Dan's sword is going to reach out and try and hit you with a spell attack here. But I'm pretty sure that a 15 misses.
It does.
The others, we've got one of them is going to try and cast a spell on Abigail. Can Abigail give me a wisdom saving throw?
Is this recharmed?
It is not a charm spell, no. You are able to resist being held by the hold person spell. And then the other 2 cultists are going to try stabbing. One will try and stab Dan, the other will try and stab Nesh. 20 to stab Dan.
Yep.
For 6 piercing, and then a second attack. Misses with a 15, and then down to the ones near Nesh. The natural one will miss. We were almost about to have 2 sides of one coin. But no, the natural 20 does not come through, and it's another miss against Nesh. So, that's it for the cultist's turn. Abigail, it's your go. What would you like to do?
Okay, who's left?
We've got 4 cultists that are... 3 of them are in the house near the doorway. 2 of them are on Dan. One of them has come out to Nesh. That's just outside the doorway. So only 4 left.
Alright, 2 on Dan, 1 on Nish, and where's the other one?
Just inside. Like, so 2
Okay.
are in melee of Dan. One's been using spells.
Okay. Um. So she can see inside the doorway now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Uh. And she will kind of spot uh further in the doorway. Uh, oh, there it is. And she will cast Fireball inside the house.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
So. Oh, that's a really bad roll. Okay.
Uh, that's 3 people dead.
That's all she cares about. So. Uh.
Hopefully there wasn't any important information on the first floor, right?
Gosh, it's fine.
Alright, anything else from Abigail?
No.
It's Nesh's turn, and he's gonna take 2 attacks at the guy that's on him. One attack hits, 1 misses. And then we are coming to Amoira's go. Amoira, there's 1 cultist left. What are you doing?
If my spiritual weapon is still up, I'm gonna move it there and take a swing.
Yeah, go for it.
That is a natural 20.
That hits.
Okay. Crit damage roll. And then, oh god, remind me of how crit rolls happen.
So we'll take the first roll, and then we'll max out your 5, so that'll be 10 plus 4 for 14 total.
Cool.
So that's your bonus action. Do you do anything else with your action?
Ooh. You know what? Toll the dead. Toll the dead.
Okay, that's a wisdom save.
Yes.
That's a failed save on his end because he has taken damage. You can use your big boy dice of d12s.
I don't think it rolled the proper ones.
No, it rolled the d8s. Yeah, you'll have to do the
Two.
2d12.
So 2d8, 2d12.
So you roll 2d12, and then we'll take the 7 from your empowered spell.
Got you.
For a total of 19, which means that he goes down,
Nice.
and you guys are no longer bound by initiative. So you have secured yourselves this lodge here to investigate to see if there is perhaps anything more to be learned here. What would you like to do, Mortal Guardians?
Could I look for any letters, missives, orders?
Give me a investigation check, please.
At least be good. 15.
15.
It's really good for me.
It is really good for you. You are looking around and the first floor doesn't seem to have much. There's a kitchen, a dining room. A lot of things are smoldering from the fireball. You would notice that there is a painting that is burning that is some ASMR, it looks like, but with devilish wings. Partially formed. You can't quite see it through some of the damage of the fire, but there's something there. There is a staircase that leads to the upper floor, and in the kitchens there's the stairs that descend to the basement. Quick peek around. Sorry that things happen.
Your human is showing, Faye.
It's
Ew.
disgusting. The basement seems to have more meeting rooms. There are shelves here that have books, as well as maps. These are probably perhaps dedicated to their beliefs. There is an armory with weapons and lockers for gear, and a storage space for supplies and valuables. A look above into the upper floor are private quarters, enough rooms to house 8 occupants, a desk, a bed, personal storage in each of the rooms. Not terribly many windows up here. And there is a larger communal area that could be utilized for sleeping additional members should it be necessary. So it seems that perhaps the basement will be your best chance of finding more information. You are all welcome to spend some time looking there for what could be gleaned.
If no one else does, Abigail will start ritually casting detect magic while they start looking around.
Your detect magic does not pick up anything that is unexpected. So basically anything that your companions and yourselves are carrying is lighting up, but otherwise nothing else is showing.
Good. Thanks.
So,
Abigail will head to the basement.
okay. I will ask for investigation rolls to search through the paperwork here to see if you can find anything of use or importance.
17.
Okay. All of you work together, and it is about 20-30 minutes it takes for you to gather all the information that you can here. The information that you discover is that this cult, the Scions of the Redemption, has well over 300 members throughout the entire Western Shield. There are at least 3 dozen that are due to arrive within a few hours that are led by Lord Velmont. Others are gathering in Renzerin and Wintervale, intent on closing in on Lonmeric to surround Dan. There are beliefs that Dan is an extremely valuable target, one who may be key to their patron's ascension, and the correspondence is show that they are ready to adjust as needed as Dan and her companions move to evade or counter. You also learn a little bit about the leader of the Scions, their founder, a man named Castile Sunscorn, an Aasimar and son of Solanthra herself, who was a paladin during his mortal life. If anyone wants to roll a further investigation or history check to learn more about Castile Sunscorn, you are welcome to do so. Dan,
Mhm.
you know that with that name and a little bit of searching through the books here, Castile, during a rebellion, defied Solanthra
Hmm.
herself. He entered her domain and court without permission. It was there that he demanded full divinity, as well as a role in the cosmic order, as was due according to the Scion's doctrine. In retaliation, Solanthra cast him out and stripped any divine powers he had earned as a paladin in her service. From there, he vanished from all public knowledge, going on a dark pilgrimage to find another way to earn his rightful place.
I'll share that.
As that's shared, if anyone wants to roll either Arcana or Religion, Abigail, Amoira, there is the full possibility that Castiel sought power from fiendish entities, perhaps even gained it. There is, however, from your knowledge, no known record of him in the annals of devils and their hierarchies, so hard to say for sure what has happened. But now that you have this information, now that you know that Velmont and the troop that he leads is hours upon descending, you'll have to make a choice. Whether you stay in the lodge, whether you return to Lonmeric, or whether you head somewhere else. Divert them away. But that is a choice that we will discover after our upcoming ad break. So, hang out with us. We will be right back to continue along with our content and our story. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us here at Little Witch RP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen, as well as in our chat room. These donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit everyone who play with us for the next month, including special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things there. So, hang out with us. We'll see you all very soon. Oh my gosh. Um, so now that you have this information, what do you wish to do? Do you wish to sort of stay? Do you wish to try and divert them away from Lonrick? Maybe camp out in the woods? Do you return to Lonrick? What are you doing?
We could hide here. Ambush them when they come.
That is a pretty smart move.
How many of them are we expecting?
There is 3 dozen that are on the way. As much as I think that perhaps staying here is a smart idea, it's also home territory for them. If they're able to get inside, they know this place more than we do. They could use that against us.
I don't know that I want to lead them back to Lonray.
We could head out into the wilds. It'll be back like where we were in Virkar,
Hmm.
fighting in the woods.
Yeah.
The less jungle intensity.
Good times in the woods. I like that. It's not here. It's not the town.
They'll be just as out of it as we are.
Works for me.
So, you all set out then. It is later in the day. The cold is setting in, and when you come to an area, you're able to sit down and rest, waiting for the arrival of Velmont and his troop. For mechanical purposes, you are all able to take a short rest here.
Ah,
So, Dan,
Hmm.
as you are waiting, you do find yourself slipping into a sleep. You've gone through a very stressful day. And in your dream, you are in a hellish domain. You are hounded by spirits that chase you through dark and winding passages. You are chased around and around until you find yourself on a regal platform. You overlook a fiery chasm, and imps are rising up from below, swarming around you. You awake, and you're in the dark of the woods, but you don't see anyone you recognize. No Nesh, no Abigail, no Moira. However, you are not alone. there is another figure here. A tall figure of a man in the shadows of the trees. The only thing that you can clearly see about him is the glowing ember orange eyes. Don't be alarmed. I do not mean you harm, sister.
Who are you?
He steps forward, and you see a figure in dark brown skin. It is reminiscent of twilight, simultaneously holding the last light of day and the first shadow of night. He has long dreadlocks that are meticulously styled, falling gracefully down his back with braids intertwined with a fiery orange. His attire is made of silks and satins. They are very soft and regal. And as he stands, his posture is almost perfect. And harsh. His hands are presented to you open palmed. And as he steps forward, in this moment, I am merely a messenger before you. Though we may yet be enemies, such is not my desire. I had wished that I would have met you before my devoted. They have erred grievously. I would speak before drawing blades. Hear my plea, and then decide for yourself. Dan, roll for me a insight or history check. You are likely standing in front of Castile Sunscorn. And he continues. Change is coming to the order of the divine. A violent change. As it was decreed by those who bound us to the mortal realm and denied us our birthright. The gods think us mere pawns, as they see all mortals. But we who should stand among them, are left to squander the divine gift we carry within our hearts. And I seek to change that. I will change that. And it begins with you.
Me specifically. Why?
Roll persuasion.
Mm, 13.
You carry something more precious than you even know. Something divine.
Yeah, I know. That's why. Been telling me that since I was a child.
There is, of course, a claim of divinity in all as Margaret. I believe that you are like myself. But I cannot be certain unless you join me and set out on this quest to gain the powers that we deserve.
And what exactly are you?
A child of the Sun Goddess.
I hate to break it to you, but they told me about my parents. Neither of them were Swan.
There is a hum. He doesn't seem perhaps quite convinced. Our time here is growing short. I invite you to join me with receive an honored place among those who carry the divine burden. Avoid the unfortunate fate that awaits those who defy me.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
24.
He believes in himself. He carries himself with pride and ambition. And he is perhaps honest as he could be, in the fact of offering you a space amongst him, at his side, when he reclaims what he believes is owed to him. Though with a 24, you would recognize that he is not forcing your hand. There is perhaps merely the illusion of choice in such a threat as he has offered, but he is allowing you an opportunity to refuse if that is your wish.
I swore an oath. I said the words. And I am no oath breaker.
There is a solemn bow of Castiel's head. And such is your right. You should know the price you pay, for I will take this from you and achieve what I must. And many may suffer as a result. If not for your own glory, protect those around you. I know that this is not an easy or fair choice, granted, but it is a choice. What was done by the Lady of Dawn to us is not. But I will make it right. With one more bow, he stands tall to you Use this time to see to your friends, Dan of Solanthra. They will need you now. It is in a heartbeat that you are waking again, Dan, but this time to the sounds of shouting. An attack has come to where you all have been resting. I want everyone to roll for me initiatives.
Damn. Ooh.
What do you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw a video earlier today, and that's all I could think about.
All right, so Dan, you're waking up. The ambush has found you. There are 36 Scions of Redemption as well as Velmont that are all in this camp around you and your companions. What are you doing?
Oh boy, yeah. I gotta get up. Can I get to somebody with 15 feet?
Oh, yeah.
Great. Ooh, hold on. No. Let's get into the middle of a bunch of them. And I'm gonna cast a destructive wave. I believe that's creatures. Yeah, creatures of my choice within 30 feet.
Okay.
They need a con save.
What is the spell level for that?
It's a 5th.
Okay. As you are standing up and beginning this attempt to cast a spell, one of the scions is going to
Don't make me dox you on stream.
call out. It's going to call out a word in response, and with a 21 on their check for the counter spell, unfortunately, your 5th level spell is pulled and unraveled by the veil.
Oh, great. Thanks, Faye.
I'm sorry. I'm not, but I
Sorry.
am.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I gave you guys a short rest. I'm usually not that nice.
Okay.
Anything else from Dan?
Nope.
Cool. It is, going to be, Velmont, who goes on this turn, and I would like for Amoira and Abigail to roll for me wisdom saving throws, please.
Is this against being charmed?
It is not.
27.
Oh, look at that. Twinsies. Both of you are able to resist being held by the upcasted hold person spell.
Ayo.
And Velmont curses. As Amoira, it is your go. 36 fighters and other figures here, all Scions of Redemption, all here to, it seems, screw over your group. What are you doing?
Well, I found something in my spell list called the Anti-Life Shell. I would like to get all of us in it. 10-foot sphere. And it moves with me. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I would much rather set up protection over our group right now. Oh, but that's like a 5th level spell slot, and I only have one. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna cast Silence.
Okay.
And how long would it take for me to cast it as a ritual? Probably too long.
It would be at least it's 10 minutes
Rituals for,
plus.
yeah, 10 minutes for you.
So
Yeah, okay. Then I'm just gonna cast it normally then.
cool. Can you tell me what level of silence spell it?
I was gonna put it up to 4th.
Okay. Another figure in the crowd from a different direction sees that you're casting and will call out, trying to pull on the different threads of the veils here. And with a 21 on their casting of counterspell, your 4th level spell is pulled out from beneath you as well.
Boy, okay. Crap. I'll bonus action summon my spiritual weapon. And
Unfortunately, spiritual weapon is a leveled spell, and you've already cast
Oh,
one.
crap. Yeah, I always keep forgetting that.
So, anything else?
No.
Abigail, we come to your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I think we are just going to but we're gonna take, or at least attempt to take 4 shots of Eldritch Blast at what's his bucket?
Belmont?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
18. 23. 22. And 27.
All right, yeah. All of those will hit Belmont.
This isn't the guy that you saw back in the house before, right?
This is the dude that stole Dan's blood before running away.
Okay. It's really sad. Okay. 38 points of force damage.
Okay, good to know.
And then just she will bonus action teleport.
You attempt to bonus action teleport and go nowhere.
Did she tell why?
Not totally in this moment, but you can utilize a action in the future to try and figure out.
That's fine.
It is our cultists go. And they are going to try and grab hold of everybody. So, can I get, athletics or acrobatics checks from everybody?
Oh no.
I swear.
So, Amoira and Abigail are not held in a grapple, but, Dan, you are grappled. And then, I should roll for Nash as well. Nesh is also grappled. And then we've got other cultists gonna come in, and we're gonna get a few stabs onto, onto Dan. Or at least attempt to. Two of them will miss with a 11 and an 8, but a 20 will hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be 3 points of piercing. No. 3 and then modify 6 points of piercing damage.
Got it.
And you feel a lingering wound left beyond that as well. The others aren't going to do anything else right now. Nesh is going to try and break out of his grapple. Nesh unfortunately rolled a natural 1 and stays in his grapple.
Oh no.
Dan, it's your turn.
Oh, I want to try and break out of my grapple.
Alright, that will be a athletics or acrobatics check.
17.
Unfortunately, a 17 does not beat the 19. You remain in your grapple.
Okay, cool. That counts as an attack, or is that an action?
It is an action to break out of the grapple.
Okay, well, then that's me.
Okay. It is Velmont's go. And Velmont is going to approach where you are, Dan, and he gets to make this. Does a 20 hit?
Yeah.
I need you to make for me a charisma saving throw. Because a few things are happening at once here.
We got a 32.
Okay. There is a attempt of magic coursing through you. You can feel the veils around you attempting to thin. But you are able to resist it. The area pops with a sort of magic and a release of some pressure that was held here. And
You just try to banish me?
oh, he tried to do something. Amoira, it's your turn.
Okay. Oh boy. Crap. Am I grappled or am I not grappled?
You are not grappled. The only two
Okay.
people that are grappled are Nesh and Dan.
I'm gonna run over to Dan and I'm gonna try to get this guy off of her.
Which one? There's multiple.
Okay, we're figuring this out. Hold on. I can't cast a spell.
I mean, you could, but the chances are that there might be another counter spell in your future.
I know, and that's what I don't want to do. I'm just over here figuring out what to do.
It's your life? Yeah, it's
Bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And please, spiritual weapon, hit something. Dirty 20. Please.
Yeah, that'll hit.
But the damage sucks. But it's still damage.
Damage is damage. You're right. Anything else from Amoira?
I'm going to... I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead. And are we doing? We're doing the D8. Seven damage.
That is if they fail. What is it? A wisdom save?
Yes.
Unfortunately, that is going to be a successful wisdom save, so they do not take damage.
Okay, then that's my turn.
All right, Abigail. It's your go.
you know, she's going to switch tactics a little bit, and she's going to
Fireball
pick
the
out...
force. Sorry, no.
No, that's normal tactics. So we're switching up tactics. So she's watched your companion struggle already a little bit. She knows something is amiss with all this. So we're just gonna start peeling some of the cultists that are standing around here to start trying to thin their numbers a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
It is a natural 20.
Ooh, nasty. We love it.
And a 31. Another natural 20.
I know.
And a 27.
All of those hit.
Great. We'll do the two regular ones. Right, that's 25. Do two of them. And then the two crits. That would be 20. That's another two of these. 32 plus 10. And she'll gun down as many cultists as she can with that.
Okay. As you are attempting to take down as many as you can with that, it will be 2 cultists are able to drop from the full concentrated blasts. But there are still more fighting here around you.
That's fine. She'll move though. She can just walk, away from some of them to
Yeah.
try and put a little bit of distance.
For sure, you can move.
Alright.
And we are going to get a... From our cultists, two of them are going to target Amoira and Abigail with a spell. I would like Amoira and Abigail to make for me charisma saving throws.
We'll add a d10 to that just because. Alright, that's 23.
Abigail, you stay place. Amoira, you are banished. You find yourself in a plane that is very temperate and mild, and not at all the battle that you were just fighting in.
I just start calling out for Abigail and Dan, trying to look for them.
We're getting another spell cast. One of the cultists next to Dan is going to reach out, and Dan, can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
It's a 30.
Cool. You feel where necrotic energy tries to wrap around you and curse you, but you're able to resist it.
Keep trying.
And then we're gonna get some more stabs into Dan. Oh shit, I forgot to do that at the start of your turn. You were supposed to take an extra 1 point of necrotic damage at the start of your turn.
I'm resistant, so how does that work out?
It would still be 1. It does
Got
not
it.
go back. It does not go beneath 1.
Cool.
But we've got
Okay.
a 12 misses, a 9 misses, and a 17 to hit.
That just misses.
All right. You aren't stabbed any further, not for lack of trying, though. Nesh is going to try and break out once again. Nesh stays in the hold. It's disappointing me here. Dan, at the start of your
Yeah.
turn, I don't forget this time, you take 2 points of necrotic damage.
I'll take 1. Thank you.
All right, and then it's your turn.
I'm gonna try and break out of my grapple now.
All right.
You can do it.
It's a 21.
21 will break out of the grapple,
Great. I'm out.
and now you're surrounded.
Yeah. Didn't think this one through. I don't think that'll work. That's an action. That is an action. Action. They're all actions. What am I doing here? I think that's my turn.
Okay.
Kind of give a glance over and a call out to Nesh.
It is going to be Velmont's turn, and Velmont is going to speak words out into the realm and try to tap into your psyche. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw here, Dan?
17.
17. It's just under what you needed.
Okay.
You are frightened for the duration.
I'm immune to the frightened condition.
Well, the spell's still in effect, you just don't have the frightened condition.
Okay. Just, hey.
Yeah?
I'm
No?
giving you the information I have.
Well, you resist the main functionality of the spell, but the spell still hangs in because there are other things. So, cool. Good to know. It is then going to be Amoira's go. Amoira, You're in a pleasant space. There's no enemies around you. You've been banished. What are you doing?
Oh god. What to do then? Try and find a way out.
Yeah, you're able to roam around. You don't see a way out. You see a lovely beach.
Could I do an Arcana check? Maybe. Or wait, no. I don't know what check would be best for this.
Arcana would probably be the best for you.
Crap. 8.
You don't know exactly what's going on here, but magic is involved. That is your action. Do you do anything else?
I can't. If I don't know where stuff is, I can't do.
Alright. Abigail, it's your turn.
Alright. We're gonna keep machine gunning the cultist here.
Yeah, go for it.
24, 57, 16, and 22.
Alright, all of those will hit.
Oh no! What? Sorry. Take off the 8. Call that 19.
Okay.
And then we'll add the plus T. Oh. 39.
Alright, another one goes down.
Great. She'll keep moving into a place where there's less people.
Okay. We're gonna get a spell attack against Dan from one of the cultists near her with a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Right, so that is a upcast inflict wounds. No! Not what I wanted to do. You are experiencing an income of 30 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, just a quick question. Does resistance stack? No, it doesn't.
No, it's if your resistance once, it is once. So
Got it. No worries. Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, of course.
I take 15.
You take 15. And then we're gonna get more stabs at you.
Yeah, okay.
The 15 misses,
Mhm.
but a 21 will hit.
Yeah.
Which means you'll take 3 points of piercing damage. Nope, that's the modifier. You'll take 6 points of piercing damage. My human is showing, and it's disgusting.
Ew.
We don't need any of that here.
So, it is going to be Nash's turn. Nash is again going to try and break out. I have faith in him. And he gets out! Yes!
Hell yeah.
That is, however, his action. And then, Dan, it is your turn. A few things.
Uh-huh.
First, at the start of your turn, you will take... 2 points of necrotic damage.
I will take one.
Okay. And then you are welcome to make your turn as normal, but you are surrounded.
Got it. Homie that stole my blood is right in front of me, though, yeah?
I mean, like, he's not, like, the only one right in front of you. He's close enough to touch, but he's got another person in front of, between the two of you.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you were surrounded by cultists first, and then he came up and just was like, I'm gonna touch your shoulder here. But
That's fucking weird. Okay, the one that's between us, I'm gonna go for them
yeah,
because I want to get to him.
sounds perfect.
We're gonna, baby, you'll hear me do this. I'm gonna cast a branding smite.
So, as you go and cast your branding smite,
Don't you say it.
the cultist that is between you and Belmont is like, no. And he's going to counterspell.
I hate you so much. We got an 18
Yeah, that'll hit him.
and a 30.
That's another hit.
We've got a total of 16 slashing and 5 radiant.
Okay. Cultist is still standing at the end of that.
I'm gonna add a smite.
Alright.
And we get a, let's see, we got 2 and then 3 and 4 on the 3rd level. It's awful. It's another 19.
Now he'll go down.
Okay, cool.
Great. At the end of your turn, can you give me a wisdom save?
I don't wanna. It's 21.
Alright. So you'll take half, and then the spell ends. So 13 points of psychic damage, and
And this is damage from a spell, yeah?
yeah.
Okay, so 13, so I'll take 6.
Cool. And it will be Velmont's turn once again. And he's gonna go for it again. I would like a... that's going to be first the spell attack, which is going to hit with a 26.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like a charisma saving throw, please.
It's a 24.
You know what? One of our figures is going to use a silvery barbs.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Still a 24.
Still a 24. You stay here, and there is a frustration on Velamont as his turn comes to an end. Moira, it is your go.
Can I do dispel magic or? Ugh.
You could attempt to dispel magic if you wish.
Okay, I'm gonna dispel magic, and can I upcast this?
You can always upcast a spell, it just does not always have any bonus effects.
Okay. Because I know that the people casting spells are higher level than me, so I'm just trying to get.
Well, I mean, one way to
Yeah,
find out what's gonna happen here. So, are you committing to the casting of a dispel magic?
Yes, I am committing to dispel magic.
Unfortunately, the magical effect has already happened here. You have been banished. The only thing that has happened is that you've been sent to another domain, for the time being. There's nothing to dispel. Uh,
All right, then that's the end of my turn.
Alright, Abigail, it's your go.
Okay. Question: she have her broom with her?
Yes.
Okay. And she will attempt to pull one of the vials out from her belongings and drink it and attempt to go invisible.
Yep.
Great. As invisible, everything she has and carries with her is invisible too, and so she will mount her broom and attempt to fly up and away from the cultists.
Easily done.
So
It
she'll.
is. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. But she's gonna go to the max distance the broom does, which is 50 feet up in the air.
Sounds beautiful. Our cultist is going to look at Dan, or one of them is, and cast a spell. And I have... firstly, we're going to get another attempt of a bestow curse. So I need a wisdom save from Dan.
26.
You are uncursed, and then I need a dexterity save.
Oh, that's 27.
Nice.
Okay. And we'll get another dexterity save as well, please.
Okay. 24.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
And as all of this is happening, Dan,
Mm,
can you make for me a athletics or acrobatics check?
27.
27. You avoid being struck by another grapple attempt here, but the cultists are moving in around you. Nesh is going to try and fight off the cultists around him, but his swings are going wild. Dan, at the start of your turn, you take 5 points of necrotic damage.
We'll take 2.
And then, what is your health at currently?
102.
Let me know if it ever gets below 100,
Do I have to?
please.
Only because you asked nicely.
It is your turn.
Okay. I've got Belmont, I got a clear path.
No, because of the one that just tried to attempted to grapple you. Came in and
Okay. Fine. We got a 20 on this guy.
Yep.
And a 21.
Okay.
Gross. Total of 16 slashing. 6 radiant from improve. And I'm getting angry. It's another 23 radiant on top.
He goes down. And then Belmont is going to take his turn after yours.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to try and stab you. That is a natural 20 to hit.
Nope.
The rapier will sink into your side, dealing 17 points of damage. I
Okay.
believe that puts you underneath 100, yes?
You don't know.
I believe you were at 102 before.
Yeah.
A fiery magic envelops around the two of you, and the two of them disappear. Amoira, you are brought back from your banishment as
Hooray!
the cultists retreat. And in the settled dust, Amoira, Abigail, and Nesh are able to see that Dan is gone. Dan,
Hmm.
you emerge from a roiling space between the veils. You are shunted out forcefully onto the ground and find yourself on worn stone somewhere deep underground. A cavern that is vast and lit from below as if by boiling earth. Upon your arrival, there are several members of the Scions of Redemption and Lord Belmont that hold you in place. You see ahead of you the ledge from your nightmare. A stone wall before a cliffside that descends to a churning pit of molten magma. And rising from that burning maelstrom, a dense curtain of black smoke that parts and reveals a massive city made of iron, pressed into a metal base, suspended aloft by impossibly large iron chains, carved and etched with runes and symbols of the hells. You know it to be the city of iron, the crown seat of Taraga, the fifth hell. You feel an intense emptiness inside of you, Dan. Almost like you've been disconnected, cut off from the mortal realm where any divine presence might sense or protect you. But you are not alone in this place, not even considering the captors. Welcome, you hear from behind you, Castile. You turn and you see as he stands by a doorway to a regal mansion carved from the iron-rich stone of the vast cavern wall. An infernal domain for an infernal being. My sister in the light, I am no longer a messenger before you. Now I am a harbinger, and you are the dawn that I bring, for a divine regime born anew. And it is there that our session comes to an end. So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. Sorry that went a little long, but I wanted you all to get the full story. I will see you guys in our next stream, but until then, head over to willtowitch.com, check us out there. Join us in our Discord if you want to jump into a game yourself or keep up to date with all of our announcements. And, of course, as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.